Winning is hard, said the coach of Texas. Who? Yikes.
I mean, obviously, winning has been
hard for the last 10 years. Winning has been hard at Texas. We stink, bro. We went 5-7, bro. Like we went 5-7. That shit was. We went 5-7 at Texas. That shit was awful.
Hate to. This is my last year.
Oh man. All right. We are live on these platforms. I'm gonna tweet out this YouTube link real quick from the account. All right. We are live talking Loki with none other than at Mr. Blah Blah. Where does that come from?
I was Mr. 630. I got banned. So then I was like, damn, I don't even care about what I talk about anymore. I'm just going to be blah, blah on here. So I kept it.
Mr.
Were you Mr. 630 about based on your bedtime? Like, is that where that came from?
Okay, I feel you. Look, no, it was Call of Duty. I would tell people I was the best, hands down. I think on that. They won't.
Hands down. Oh, I get it now.
I'm not gonna lie, man. I've been following you on Twitter.
To the clock.
I've been following you on Twitter for the better part of
better
part of a year, and you go to bed about as early as anybody I've ever seen, like in adulthood. I think like you are out of there, man. So I'm glad we got you on here.
My whoop.
And he go to bed that early, but the baby don't let him sleep anyway. So he like he just be in bed early.
I'm struggling right now, dog. She's gonna have to do better.
All right. If you hear that voice, that is the voice of Mr. Blah Blah. Welcome to the One Take Podcast, episode 73. Real quick turnaround for episodes because Marvel, the Mouse Overlords, they are blessing us with content. Loki finished, Black Widow finished, so we're back at it again. This time, the Texas fans aren't outnumbered. Like I said, we are joined by Stefan, Mr. Blah Blah. Thank you for joining in.
We in the building.
I'm glad to be here to bless y'all.
So we are doing this a little bit earlier because, like we were saying, Stefan goes to bed relatively quickly, but this is East Coast time. It's the worst time, so you know.
Facts. Worst time zone in the country.
Awful time zone.
See, that's what people don't take into account. I'm like a whole hour behind. He's just up at like 3 a.m, which is like 6 when I'm getting up at work. I'm like, dog, go to sleep.
While we are reviewing Loki, plus we're going to do some Emmy nominations talk, you know, the award show that everyone cares about, Emmys. We're going to talk about that. But let's start off. Stefan, Mr. Blah Blah, give it a review. Overall overarching review of Loki, and we do a letter grade if you A through F. What do you feel like?
Okay. I'm definitely going to have to give it an A. The man, Jonathan Majors, came through all the way with the greatest performance behind the desk I've ever seen in my life.
Facts.
Big facts. Big facts.
He was putting up he was putting up Stephen A. Smith numbers at the very end. He was putting up
just incredible debut. The LeBron James level of debut of just like stepping on the court and being like, I'm going for 35 tonight. Y'all just gonna see me in my first game.
Yep.
It's incredible.
And I wasn't expecting him to act like that. You know, you get a villain, you think, okay, this is going to be a bad, mean guy, but that was like a totally different sale of that villain. So I was like, okay, Marvel is like feeling themselves. Now it's like, you can't touch us. You've got your Disney Plus subscription, so we're going to do whatever the hell we want to now.
we have
your $8. You're in here. No, that
give it an A.
You give it an A. That's a good starting point because we'll kind of go through the episodes, but we'll eventually get to by the way, this has a 92% on Rotten Tomatoes. If you're unaware what Loki is, I don't know where you've been, but since we do it, the mercurial villain Loki resumes his role as the god of mischief in a new series that takes place in the event after the events of the Avengers Endgame. It was created by Michael Waldron and stars Tom Hiddleston, Owen Wilson. Wow. And I'm going to mispronounce her name. Mathba Ra. I forget how you pronounce her name. And then Sophie DiMartino is Sylvie, also in here. So she is she's the new character. Also, Miss Minutes.
Shout out.
Tara Reid.
No, not Tara Reid.
Not Tara Reid.
Tara Strong.
Tara Strong. Sorry.
The GOAT.
Yeah, the guy that created this, Michael Waldron.
retweeted her. And yeah.
Respectfully.
Goated. Respectfully. And she can sound like literally any TV character you've ever heard of in your life. Crazy.
Let's see. So we are going to talk about Loki. It has, like I said, a 92% on Rotten Tomatoes. Right now it is sitting at a 8.7 on IMDb. I think it's the highest rated Disney Plus show out of all. It has an 87% audience score, actually. So that's kind of interesting. But yeah, so that is Loki. Sorry to do the roundabout way. We're going to talk about it in an overview. Of course, the final episode is what everybody is talking about. Let's go with Dex. Dex, you've been singing the praise of this show from day one.
Yeah, actually not from day one. It took a couple episodes for me to be like, okay, I get it. I understand what's happening. I'm with it, like, because all the timeline shit and variants and all that kind of shit at the beginning, I was like, I don't know what the fuck is happening. I'm just watching. The show is just like on. I'm gonna watch it every single week. I like it, but I have no idea what it means. Kind of like Lovecraft Country, speaking of Jonathan Majors, because like the first couple weeks of Lovecraft Country, I was like, I have no idea what the fuck is happening. There's magic and demons and shit, and it's just weird. But around episode 3, it started to really pick up. Loki did, and yeah, I think this is definitely the best of the MCU shows so far. It honestly one of the best things the MCU has done outside of like Infinity War and Endgame in a long time. It's I give it an A for sure. The characters were really fun. You got to like really know them and like just hang out with them. It's just a bunch of people sitting around talking a lot of the show, which is different for the MCU. So yeah, man, I'm sold. I'm hyped on whatever happens next. Season 2 of Loki, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness is gonna be crazy. The show was it. The show was legit.
All right, Teach.
I'm also gonna give it an A. I wasn't a big fan of Loki coming in. It's not like I didn't like Loki, but I wasn't watching these MCU movies for Loki, right? So a
ton of women were.
Yeah, I had that's true. I had my like reservations about how they'd be able to keep my interest about a story that just zooms in on a character that I'm like, But after they've done it with WandaVision and done it with Falcon to a lesser extent, I was pretty excited for this show. And from the first episode, it kind of grabbed me. I kind of like that we get to take some time with these characters, just kind of see them up close and more intimately and kind of see their motivations play out in a different form. Owen Wilson was great. I thought it was very well casted. We obviously there has been allusions to Kang all season, and we thought Kang might show up, but after Mephisto never showed up, I didn't want to get my hopes up. So, when he finally pops up 20 minutes of this episode, I was just like, holy shit, like it's happening right now. The MCU is about to go to a different level. And they were able to have a show that was not only just fun for 6 hours, what was it, 3 hours or somewhere around there? Not only was it like a fun watch, they also did like something huge that now we all see the new direction of the MCU. I mean, that's massive. Now we know what the next 3 or 4 movies are going to look like, whereas we just knew the names of them and the cast of them. Now we have some kind of inclination of where the story's going, and they were already getting our money anyway, but now I'm even more excited. So they had a great standalone show that also made me even more hype for future projects. That's an A.
Yeah, it's Kevin Feige said early on in the process of these shows, of course, everything was kind of slowed down by COVID, but like he said early on in the process of making these shows that they were going to have, like you were going to have to watch them because they were going to have huge impacts on the MCU. And this is kind of the only one that really did. Of course, you get a new Captain America in the last show, but like this is the only one that really had the most impact, I think, just because of the way that it ended. I'll just go into my review really quickly. I give it an A minus. I think it is a very good show with a great elite ending. I think it slows down considerably in the middle. They don't really go anywhere. They kind of, especially in the third episode, the one where it's just them running around the desolated planet the entire time. It's a lot of going nowhere, but I do like the character study of it. I think Tom Hiddleston actually gets to show off his acting prowess a little bit more than he did before. Because I mean, he's got it all. I mean, everybody loves Chris Hemsworth, but he's definitely like the best actor in that movie series. So that
Natalie Portman erasure right there.
That might be Natalie Portman erasure. I'll give Dex that.
Oh yeah, I forgot that she was. We don't talk about those first two movies.
Not that she has a lot to do in those.
Right,
films,
they were terrible.
They were horrible.
So sorry to the god Natalie Portman. She's going to be great in the next film. But I think his rapport with his cast members, I think him and Owen Wilson's chemistry was surprisingly really good. I was really surprised by that. I think the twists and the turns were good, and especially when they started introducing all the other Lokis and everything else. I thought it ended up being really fun. And yeah, there wasn't as much action in it. And sometimes I found myself like, can we do something here? But then it would be like talk at each other. And then all of a sudden we're like sword fighting or something like that. So it was kind of an weird way to do the action. But then again, Loki's never been the biggest fighter in the MCU or anything like that. Like he barely does anything in Ragnarok, so that's fine. I think the ending, like I said, good show, kind of slow at parts, elite ending. I thought Jonathan Majors put up 35, 10, and 11. I thought he's putting up triple doubles. And we've said that, and we said it on the last podcast, Marvel has a villain problem. They just kind of do. Mm-hmm. It's inherent in a lot of their stuff because they like to focus on the heroes, whereas like DC and stuff almost could give a shit about whatever heroes are on screen. So they kind of like put these villains in besides Thanos to kind of be cannon fodder for the heroes to. And
succeed. Hela, please do not disrespect Hela. We will not do that. Hela was the god.
She was incredible. No, she was killed.
Terrible. She dropped 50, bro. Hela was amazing. She dropped 50 in her debut. I want her back. Hela was great. She was amazing.
Needs his credit. Ultron always gets slandered, but I love that.
I'm with you on this one, man.
Ultron is awful. He's terrible.
Ultron is underrated. Go back and watch it.
That whole movie is super underrated.
Ultron was terribly written. I'll tell you that because
he was written horribly.
The trailer for that show, you're like, this is going to be voiced by James Spader, who has an all-time voice. Like you thought he was going to be menacing and terrifying and all this stuff. And then he was like dick and fart joke the entire movie. Like, so
Ultron had none of the bars of Ebony Maw and 3 times the power of Ebony Maw, and none of the bars. Ebony Maw was out there spitting, bro, and he didn't even do anything. He was out there spitting. Like I needed a lot more bars from Ultron, bro. He didn't give me anything.
It's coming. We got the multiverse now, so
Ultron coming back. You never know.
We don't need Ultron to come back. Also, Vision is Ultron now, and Vision also is trash. So it's like a trash begets trash. That's what happened.
I mean, but Vision, he came back after WandaVision. Like we accept Vision now.
Out there too.
That brings me to a point that Royden was just saying, like, there's just not a lot of fighting in the show at all. I know that I'm weird because in all 3 of the shows, the moments that I really enjoyed had nothing to do with fighting. Like I didn't care to see Vision fight White Vision.
I disagree. I was just like the best moments in Falcon and the Winter Soldier were when they were actually
fighting.
Yeah,
when I was slandering Manga Cap. That was my favorite moments. But we have a Manga Cap defender on this podcast, so we're not gonna talk about that because that's a horrible take. And we have to. By the way, we have to bring back our segment where we ask Stefan his most hottest take, and that's going to be a complete train wreck.
Remind me that at the end of the podcast, but continue what you were saying.
So I my moments, especially in Loki, but definitely in WandaVision as well, my favorite moments were moments where they weren't talking or where they were talking and not fighting. So I was really scared that this episode was just going to be all fighting again. But it like what we got was so much doper. Like to sit down and just listen to them talk for 20 minutes. It's like Shakespearean theater. It's like there's a set, there are 3 people in a room, and they're having a conversation, and you are seeing the way that they react to this conversation. And I just could not have asked for more from a television show. And I wanted to end all these series in this way. Let's have some conversations that illuminate the audience into things that are happening and things that are about to happen. And that's not even to mention the fact that all 3 of the actors in that scene are just going crazy. Jonathan Majors is clearly not afraid of the moment. He's like, I don't care that I'm new to this thing. I don't care that y'all have been on set together for 6 weeks. I'm about to come in here for this 1 week and I'm about to body this. I'm going to go crazy. And it was just so cool to watch. We learned so much, and it was so menacing, even though, like Stefan said, he's not like being mean. He's actually being like incredibly like cordial to them. He's giving them coffee and shit. He's like, ha ha ha, like you can't kill me. And it was just, and that in itself made it so menacing. And I thought it was the perfect way to end the show. And they had already established I was already going to give them an A, but seeing that finale, it was easy to be like, oh yeah, this is crazy.
Stefan, you have some thoughts.
Like in my rewatch, my favorite thing was watching Loki kind of like change his mind, like, oh shit, he may be telling the truth. And like you see his reactions and how he starts to sit back and he kind of like opened his mouth at one moment. I was like, well, damn, this is really dope to watch. Because Loki doesn't trust anybody, doesn't believe anybody. He himself is a trickster. But he was like, hold on, this something's wrong. We're kind of fucked up. And then you see it at the very end where it's like, we're all going to die. Y'all don't even know who I am anymore. He's panicked.
Is this when Dex is about to slander Sylvie? Because I got some thoughts on this.
Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. Because
let's do that.
I'm on board this train.
Let's do that.
I don't like this take.
She's Star-Lord. She's Star-Lord that shit so hard.
Like, bruh, we get it. You didn't get to have a childhood, whatever. That's very sad. I'm sorry for you. Like, I'm sure they're very sorry about doing that to you, whatever. But like,
no, they aren't.
Fuck up every single timeline in the known multiverse because you are upset about some shit that happened like when you were a child. And you're a Loki. You've been alive for what, like thousands of years? Like, you come on.
In the words of Kang,
think about it. If you got erased,
thank you, Stefan.
Look, if you erase me, and like imagine me going back and like seeing a multiverse where somebody is chilling in my house that like I paid for, and they with my wife and my baby. I am messing up everything, dog.
Everybody died.
Think about that. Like somebody's in your whip, somebody's at your job making people laugh, like that, and that's your whole role. And you erase me from that. Everybody got to pay now.
You got to take it in blood, bro. I'm not mad at what she did at all.
Sylvie got it back in blood.
They ruined her life. She got it back in blood, bro. She goes, I understand what you're saying, Loki. I don't give a fuck about no multiverse of war. I'll tell you what's going to happen tonight. This dude is dying tonight. Plus, like who's to know that he was telling the truth? Because I think that he gave them a false dichotomy. He gave them only 2 options, but there were more than 2 options. Okay, even if everything that he said was true, the only options aren't you take my job and keep it running, or you kill me and we have to go to war. There has to be some other options. I don't like when people give me only 2 options when there are other options. He had to. I obviously I wouldn't want Sylvie to make the decision if I was Loki or anybody else on the timeline. But if I'm Sylvie, I'm probably doing the same thing. So I can't really hate on her for that. You gotta get it back in blood.
What other options?
Anybody with a machete to their neck who is like, see you soon. You do not kill that person after that. You just go away. You're
okay,
done.
That's true. That's true.
He said to see you soon after he got stabbed. If he had maybe said that before, maybe I would have paused. Hold on, what you mean by that? But like, wait a minute. Now, like, what else you gonna do?
What do you mean?
What do you mean by that?
I'm sorry, but I was watching that whole conversation. I was like, Sylvie, you gotta relax. You about to fuck this up for everybody, bro. Like,
they did such a good job of the whole season of playing that. Obviously, we know these characters are Loki, so we know you can never fully trust what they say. These 2 are developing a relationship, but who believes who? What should the viewer believe? And I thought they did a really good job of playing that balance of like, both of them are like skeptical, but also like falling in love / really building with each other, discovering things about themselves to discover things about the other person. And the way you set it up is like, you have what is a logical decision to be made. And we know that our Loki is making the logical decision but we also know that Sylvie can't make the logical decision because she hasn't seen the things or been through the things that Loki has gone through. And in fact, her experience has been much worse. And so she can't see the reason why Loki understands the decision when it comes to him is because he has met all these people that have done all these things. And then he was really affected by what the classic Loki did in episode 5. What classic Loki did was just make a sacrifice, which is totally contrary to what a Loki should do. But he sacrificed himself for the greater good. And I think Loki took that to heart. So now you come to this decision and Loki's saying, Sylvie, I know what you want to do. I know what you came here to do. But the best decision for everybody would probably be the other decision. Let's just wait on it. But Sylvie couldn't do it. Like she could not see it that way. She just couldn't.
But I think the other thing is Loki saw the highlight film of him getting crushed by Thanos. So like, you know, that's your fate. You got to act totally different. You can't.
Like, nah, bro, we mixing this shit up.
The highlight film.
Yeah, can we do anything that like makes that not happen? Can we do that version?
Whatever version I got to do to make that not happen, let's do that one.
Because that looks, I got to be honest with you, that looks terrible. It looks awful. Yeah, go ahead.
I kill my mom, and then I get my head crushed for no reason.
Yeah, like I'm hitting the reset button, bro. But I do that on Call of Duty if I get killed too many times. So that's just what I do. So I'm quick to prune some shit and reset some shit.
I throw too many interceptions in NCAA football. I'm just locking out.
I'm resetting that shit, but that's not going on my stats. I'm trying to win the Heisman, bro. I'm resetting the game.
Terrible time to put ice in my mouth. Sorry. So what I like about this, especially the first few episodes, when you're trying to figure out what the TVA is, what they're about, it does a good job of like giving you mystery, because you think of eventually, I mean, it ends up being sort of a big mystery, but it really plays in the first like couple of episodes as a big whodunit and where you're going, and like kind of, I don't know, sort of like a serialized mystery novel or something like that. And I really love the set. This is something I kind of noticed. I really love the set design, how everything looks like it's from the atomic era, like 1960s sort of thing, like or 1950s, 1940s sort of era, Miss Minutes, all that stuff. I really enjoy that. And especially when he gets into the TVA for the first time and he's going through processing and everything like that. And he's like, what is going on? He's like, just sign. This is everything you've ever said. What? Another page. This is,
that was a really fun way to do exposition, because like you see that random dude get like pruned or whatever, and
he's like, oh,
you get hit with the stick, you're done, like forever. Like you're just out of here. You like think that the whole fucking time, and then it happens to Loki, and you're like, shit. Well, obviously he's gonna come back, but you have no idea how, because like they set it up to where you think that you're just gone forever. So like when Loki gets pruned, when Mobius gets pruned, you're like, well, fuck, like we get some shit now.
Yeah, I think
my favorite thing about Loki and WandaVision is just like, man, the mystery and the guessing game. Like I would be at work like thinking of like 8 theories, but like with Captain and Winter Soldier, it's like, all right, I know what you're gonna do. Like the only thing that surprised me was he got denied the loan, but like other than that,
you and that loan, you and that.
What was going to happen? You were going to fight, etc.
He got denied the loan,
bro. That people hated that loan shit, man. I was stunned by
it's
how
nonsensical, bro. It's literally nonsensical. Like that man literally helped save the world from Thanos, and y'all denied that man a loan, bro. That's crazy.
Hey, bro, Thanos don't go on your credit report. I'm sorry, don't say that on here.
Exactly. You gotta follow the rules. Like if that one man approves that loan, now he's called out like, "Oh, Captain don't even have any, financial records to back it."
Fucking Experian don't say fought with the Avengers. Like, nah, bro, you gotta pay your bills on time.
It could just say on your left on the Experian sheet. You should be able to get credit everywhere, bro. You should be able to get credit wherever you want it.
Nah, bro, you had 5 years. You missed all these payments. Like you done out here.
You done out here, fam.
Credit still rolls through, and the water bill still comes through, no matter if you were snapped or not.
And then a side note, like I don't think we want to get off topic, but like Wakanda, they had all that money, they couldn't throw a brother a little bit of change. But anyway, we just going past that.
That's why he should have sold the shield. If he was that broke, he was that down bad. He should have just sold the shield. That's all he had to do.
You're just gonna give it back, like, bro. You know, hit Poshmark or some shit.
That can never be my cap. I'm sorry.
Anthony Mackie was big. No handouts. No thank you.
Yeah, basically. Bootstraps energy, bro. I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all. I would have took my hand out. I would have sold that shield so fast. Cap head would have spun from the past. He'd be like, "What? You sold it?" I would have sold that shit so fast to Hydra or whoever the fuck wanted it. Whoever wanted it, bro. They were getting it.
Because they'll make you another one, bro. You're an Avenger.
You get another shield. Like, I'm an Avenger. I got that.
Nah, but it's what the shield represents.
It represents at least 3 M's,
get you
3 or 4
loans,
M's.
You see what happens with them.
You see how sister was down bad, bro. I'm telling you, everybody could have won.
So back to Loki. No, I don't really. It is really a showcase for the actors in this. You know, Owen Wilson. He has such an interesting career because he goes from being sort of this guy that's in these indie films and like it's actually a really good, you know, kind of starts to be a renowned actor and everything. Then he becomes the comedy guy of like the mid 2000s. And yeah, now, yeah, he has such an interesting career. He has such a weird arc that you forget that given the right project, he's a really good actor. You know what I mean? And I think this role suited him really well because he wasn't asked to do too much, but he was just asked to be dry and, you know, believable enough. You know what I mean? I don't know how to describe his character. He was kind of comedy relief, but the hopefulness behind his character was a really good arc for this show because a lot of people really liked it.
Yeah, he crushed it. He did a great job.
But
yeah, he has a good choice to be the person that you like find out that they're variants or whatever. Like his whole jet ski shit.
Yeah.
Him just being in charge and being like, trust me, I understand, Loki. We're friends. I roast him every day. Like I know exactly what he's gonna do. Blah blah blah. Trust me. And then like finding out, oh, they're all variants. Like through Owen Wilson, I thought that was really good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think like I said, I think the set design and everything in this was really good. I think it played a huge part into that. I think the mystery part of it, I just don't really have that much more to say other than I think because everybody's talking about the very end and what the implications of the very end of the movie. Like we knew that Kang was coming because Jonathan Majors has already been cast in Ant-Man, Quantumania. So, oh shit. So, yeah, I'm more kind of interested in what they're going to do post this, especially and how confusing because not everybody's seen this show. I mean, it's getting millions of viewers, but I'm more interested in what everybody's going to be like the first time they walk into like the Doctor Strange movie, like that millions of people are going to see. They're going to be like, what the fuck?
That's their bad, bro. Everybody knows that's their bad. If you don't got $8 to watch Disney, I think that what I'm most fascinated by actually is I just assumed that this show was going to be a send-off for Hiddleston. I just thought that he was going to be replaced. Either Sylvie was going to be our Loki or somebody else. But clearly, Hiddleston's not going anywhere. Like the show ends with him in a different timeline, and that's either going to be we're going to go through that either in Loki 2 or one of these movies. So he's obviously got a role to play in the Phase 4, so he ain't going nowhere, which is a win for us because he's great at the character, obviously.
He knows where his bread is buttered. He is not I'm Chris
gonna keep
Evans.
Cashing them checks.
Yeah, he's like,
I'm going to keep on cashing them checks. I'm going to keep on cashing them checks.
My check clear? Thank you. I'm going to keep coming back.
The one thing I hope they really do, though, is really drag Kang out. Like, I feel like now you've got so many variants of him. Like, he should be, you know how Thanos, like, we would see him at the end grabbing a glove or, you know, something small. But it's like, you've got Kang. You can drag him out in different variants through all of these movies until we get to the big fight. Because, like, I love fights, but, like, how many times can you fight and be that entertained? It's like, no judgment. But people who love Fast and the Furious, it's like, okay, it's the same thing over and over. I love the big CGI fight, but like I love MCU counseling that we get through Disney Plus shows way more.
I'm interested to see because now it's going to be different variants of Kang. Is going to be. I'm interested to see if Jonathan Majors can pull off being different versions of the same person.
It's like an actor's dream. He gets to literally be like, here are 6 ways I want to play this character, and he literally gets to play all 6 of them. Like, he could be mean and crazy, he could be senile, he could be paranoid. Like, he can literally make every version of Kang a little different, and that sounds like it's like an actor's showcase. Like, not even the people that are in the MCU now get to do that. Like, Hiddleston got to do a little bit of it in this particular show, but not a ton of it. Like, President Loki wasn't like a very big departure from what he's doing as Loki, right? But like
what he started, started his career.
How he started. So, but like potentially we could have Jonathan Majors playing 4 very distinct, very different characters with different personalities, and that's just dope as hell. And also, like, because we like this one representation so much, it's like now we get to see him be like, here's my second spin on the character or my third spin on the character, and that's just going to be dope. And it's somebody who's already done a good job, and so now we trust him, and now they trust him to have leeway to do whatever he wants to with these characters in terms of their personalities. That's gonna be dope. I'm very excited for that.
How much of Jonathan Majors have y'all like seen before? Because I've only seen him in The Five Bloods, which he didn't do much, and Lovecraft Country, which like, I mean, he did a lot, but he was pretty flat throughout that show. I felt like.
I think those are the only 2 that I've seen as well.
Last Black Man in San Francisco.
I watched half of Last Black Man in San Francisco before I got bored. But
I didn't see that movie because it looked kind of ass. Not gonna lie to you, but I didn't like. I saw Jonathan Majors come on. That's Lovecraft Country, dude, right? And then I was like, what is he doing here? Why? And he started acting. I was like, oh, I get it now. I see the vision. I'm fucking hyped.
He's really had
I think he's gonna be.
He's really had
incredible.
a huge. He's only been acting since 2000 and like full time since 2017. So he's had like a huge rise after the past.
This is gonna be dope. I was wrong. I will admit. I thought
you were so fucking
to
wrong.
Us again.
You gotta
comic book nerds were bullshit. I was like, there's no fucking way they're just gonna be like, here's a brand new character at the season finale, and I was wrong. I was like a fucking idiot.
Did go hard on them. You said ain't no fucking Mephisto, ain't no fucking Kang. Get that shit. You went hard on them, bro. You went hard on them.
I fucked that one up. That's on me. Y'all got one. Finally, it's been 13 fucking years, and the comic book nerds finally got us one. Good.
Well, this was interesting because everybody and their mom was like, Mephisto, like who's coming like for the next thing. And Kevin Feige has just been lying the entire time. He's just like, nah, nobody's like, for real, nobody's going to, And then this happens. So it's introducing who we know is going to be a major villain within the confines of a streaming service TV show is bold. I will say that. What did you think about the very ending, though? It felt like somebody said it felt like Planet of the Apes when he arrives back at the TVA and they don't know who he is. Yeah, I didn't quite get it, but like, yeah.
He's in a different timeline. I picked up on immediately. As soon as they didn't know, I was like,
he jumped him back to a different timeline.
Yeah, he's in a different timeline. And they show the statue of Kang at the TVA, which means this is a different TVA. Like, this is one of the ones that is one of the other Kangs that might be more of a conqueror and less of a let me make shit right. Even though this particular Kang is also kind of a conqueror, but he makes it seem like he's the nicer version. He might have the nicer disposition, but pruning a bunch of people and throwing them in the void is not like a nice thing to do. Maybe he thought it was necessary, but it's not. It's still pretty horrifying. Like, so if we're getting the nigga that's worse, if we're getting the Kang that's kind of come through and pillage and destroy everything, it's going to be scary hours. And if Loki is in that timeline, it's very much scary hours for that man.
See, and I didn't think about him being in a different timeline because I do remember seeing the statues in like one of the earlier episodes, and I was like, the statues didn't look like that. So I'm like, why is the statue, Kang get his comic cartoon, the Conqueror version. So I was like, okay, maybe I missed it, whatever. But you bring up a good point about that. We'll see. I thought it was more of a fail-safe of like, okay, I'm dying, so everything resets in the TVA now.
I loved how Owen Wilson played that scene, like the last scene where he was like, Who are you? Let's get some boots on the ground. Like, what are you talking about? What department are you from? I was just like, oh, holy shit.
What did y'all think about the I think it was not the penultimate episode, but the episode before, when you find out that when both, they get pruned or whatever, when you find out that that the TVA, the I forget what the Watchers or whatever they're called, are
timekeepers.
Timekeepers, yeah, the Watchers. The Timekeepers are androids. That was kind of an interesting twist, but I don't know.
The Wizard of Oz, and then they gave us enough twists throughout the show. Obviously, the Wizard of Oz thing was pretty predictable, but like that was a big moment. Also, when you first see Sylvie kill all the timekeepers, and we think that Sylvie is the big bad for that one episode. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And they really gave us time to just sit with stuff. And like Stefan said, you got to come up with 10 theories of what is happening because we just don't know. And that process is just fun. Like we just got 6 weeks of throwing stuff at the wall, figuring out what the hell is happening, and slowly it kind of unveils itself. It's just such a different experience than watching a Marvel movie. We sat down for Black Widow. I like Black Widow, but I was done watching it. I had all information in 2 hours. Like there was no time to sit around and be like, oh, what's Black Widow about to do? Oh my God. Like maybe like she's going to turn on her family. Like we didn't, there's no time and built into a movie to do that. So it's just a cool experience to just kind of watch it with everybody and just talk about what we've seen piece by piece.
This is why week-to-week television is better. Binge watching shit, you don't get to do this. You're like, I wonder who Lady Whistledown is in Bridgerton. You just keep watching for a couple more hours and you find out. But
many people are asking that question.
Yeah,
I was. But, I mean, I kind of figured it out by the end, but still.
I thought I would hate the week-to-week releases, but kind of like you're saying, like I really do like it because probably I would have like binged it in one day and then spoiled it for everybody. I wouldn't have gave a shit. And been like, hey, Kang is out there. And,
oh my God, Kang is out there, y'all.
Yo, we shot
like
the majors.
I was like, yeah, I watched all of it. My bad. But no, it's kind of dope to have to wait, and then you're like bored. And like you said, that's when people get down those rabbit holes. It's like, damn, Monday or Wednesday to Wednesday is so long. So like, what can I do to keep up this hype in my mind and come up with all these crazy theories?
Yep.
You know what's funny about the Wednesday release to me that was like, it didn't feel as long. I mean, it was kind of unfortunate because they would release it at like 2 a.m. Eastern time. So we didn't all get to really experience it together. They got to maybe correct that. But like, at least like 10 p.m. Eastern or something.
They're dropping at 10 p.m. Eastern, bro. And we can all be watching
9 or maybe 8.
Oh, first
T just getting off work, having to rush home before he checks Twitter.
I got to rush home. Like, I can't even go to the gym first. The show's going on now.
No, the Wednesday releases, I actually kind of like the midweek sort of thing because for some reason, I think it's the weekend buffer maybe, that it didn't feel as long between shows as WandaVision did.
Yeah, I buy that.
Yeah, I love the Wednesday.
Yeah, I really think it has to do with like you looking forward to it after the week starts, but then you have the full weekend to kind of ruminate on it. As with like a Friday release, you're like Friday, boom, weekend, and then you got to wait till the next Friday. I don't know. It's the same amount of time, but it just makes sense in my mind.
Yeah, something about it being like the middle of the work week instead of I have to get through my entire like working 5 days.
That's it.
And then I'll watch the newest WandaVision. It's like, nah, nice little midweek treat. Well, some spice up the water cooler conversation. Spice up these Zoom calls on Thursday.
Well, yeah, and that's true, Stefan. You said you're burnt out by Friday, so it's like, or you're going out Friday night, like you're not watching WandaVision as soon as it comes out. So you're probably watching it the next morning. Like I know I was like watching WandaVision, like, and watching sports the next day. You know what I mean? It would kind of was just a full thing. So having the Wednesday, it was the thing that I was going to watch the next day. You know what I mean?
That makes sense. You don't got nothing going on a regular Wednesday. You don't got nothing going on. So it's just like, all right, I'm just going to watch this show. Like that's as opposed to, oh, fuck, football's on, basketball's on, and I got to squeeze in WandaVision. It's just different.
Yeah. So I don't have much more to talk about. Like, we could go in depth with like theories and whatnots, but I think I'm just looking forward to the rest of the movies being released, especially now all the ones that have to deal. I think most of them are going to have to deal with like this whole situation. Doctor Strange has to put up wilt numbers coming in.
When they drop the
I can't
trailer for
wait.
Doctor Strange, it's gonna be
I'm
so
gonna
fucking
faint.
crazy.
I can't wait, bro. I need
so
it in my
fucking
life. I need
crazy.
it right now. I need it, bro.
Especially for
But I
people
think
who
they may
haven't
trick
seen.
us with Doctor Strange.
True.
Yeah,
Really? What do you? How?
I think Eternals. I just think that it's going to be so hyped up that they're dealing with all the multiverse stuff that it's not going to be that. He's going to be fighting one villain that maybe has like a key to it all, but it's not going to be the chaos that everybody's thinking. But I do think Eternals, and I hate to speak their name. I love those people.
You better stop
y'all
talking about
fans.
You better stop talking about
packed
the
up.
Eternals on here, bro.
But like, that's the movie where they're hiding everything. There's been nothing leaked about that movie. That trailer was so bland. And I keep coming back to the point of like, they ignored all this stuff, but now is when they're going to come out.
This
So
one
like,
they
I
packed
think
you
that's
up.
when
You better
all
be
of it hits
careful.
the fan.
This
I
one
love
they
y'all
packed
though.
you up.
Y'all are great people.
I love BTS. They're the best. Thank you.
But yeah, I could definitely see like the Doctor Strange thing being a huge curveball. Obviously, we know Elizabeth Olsen is in it, so I got something to do with Wanda and all that shit she was learning at the end of WandaVision or whatever. But it might not be Doctor Strange like having to fucking try and reel back in all these timelines or whatever. But whatever it is, it's gonna be fucking insane, and I'm fucking ready for it because.
Well, it's not going to resolve itself because then you still have the Ant-Man Quantum Mania where they're going to get even further down the rabbit hole in that. And Jonathan Majors is actually confirmed in that movie already. So it's
I wonder if he's going to show up in. I was thinking about that because we only know that he's an Ant-Man. So I wonder if he's going to show up in Doctor Strange, or will it just be the Doctor Strange Wanda dynamic? I really do think they could set it up to where Wanda is the big bad of Doctor Strange. Then at the end, they find an understanding, and then everybody is now together to go fight Kang together whenever we're going to fight Kang.
And then Kang comes through in the post-credit scene.
And then Kang, yeah, exactly. Like Kang, you realize in the post-credit scene that Kang is about to drop 75 points and niggas can't guard him. Like, that's all they have to give us, really. And we're still in. And it's perfect to make Ant-Man have like significance to the wider MCU because those are like I like the movies.
Yeah, because nobody gives a shit.
But nobody cares about them. A lot less people watch those movies. But now that there's going to be stuff about the quantum realm in there that's going to be relevant to the larger picture, we all going to be there. We're all going to be watching Ant-Man, and we're all going to be watching Paul Rudd do his quips just so we can get more information about the larger MCU.
I do wish we could get like one villain movie or one villain show. Like I've gotten so attached because of how amazing I thought Thanos was. It would have been so much better to see more of his story. So like,
if we got a Thanos show,
amazing actor with a,
there was
like perfect to give you like a Kang Disney Plus show.
There was a comic strip that I saw today of Dr. Doom ripping Thanos' spine out of his
saw that.
body. Like, holy crap.
Yo, if Dr. Doom is that strong, then we need him in the MCU ASAP, bro. I want to see everything. I want the villains to take over Phase 4. I want the villains to go crazy. I don't want the Avengers to win at any point. I just want it to look so bad, like, oh shit, it's scary hours. And then we could have the superhero bullshit in whatever the last movie is. But I want the villain to win every movie from here on out until we get to the big one.
All right. That is our Loki review. We're going to talk some Emmy nominations. What is the next show to come out? Is it?
It's What If.
What If?
August.
Yeah. I'm actually excited about that. I don't know if that'll have any sort of impact on they haven't said that it will, but it might.
I doubt it.
I think they said recently that it's going to have impact on it.
Is it?
Here's what they did. When they first announced it, we didn't know where we were going, so it looks like something that's separate. But now that we know the multiverses are like into the MCU canon, they could easily use it to tell other stories of other timelines, but that are actually relevant to the movies that will have people will reference the events that we see in the show. They could easily tie it in. So I'm sure they're going to tie it in somehow.
I'm interested in that What If show. So let's talk about some Emmy nominations just really quickly. Emmy nominations came out just a couple of days ago. But irrelevant to this conversation, multiple Disney Plus shows were nominated for Emmys. I think Disney Plus probably came away with actually the most Emmy nominations. I know that The Mandalorian was tied, I think, for the most by any show. But comedy series, a show that everyone watches still, right? Blackish. Cobra Kai.
Yeah, that's still on.
Somebody's still watching that, I guess.
Cobra Kai, which I didn't know was a comedy series. Emily in Paris, Hacks, which people really like on HBO. Pin 15, Ted Lasso, which I think will probably win. The Flight Attendant, which Detch watched. And a show that I know for a fact not one person on this planet watches, but they continue to nominate it for Emmys, The Kaminsky Method.
Not a real show. Not a real thing.
I don't think it's a real show.
Never even heard of that.
It's on Netflix.
It's on Netflix, yeah.
Somebody else.
Oh, yeah, I'm done with Netflix.
Netflix is out of here, man.
Hey, it's a lot of people are, yeah.
Netflix is out of here. They're done.
Somebody else just recommended The Flight Attendant to me. So after Dex did it, and then this other person was like, watch The Flight Attendant. It's really good. And I have Apple TV. I just have never used it. So I'm going to try to get through Ted Lasso and The Flight Attendant here in the next month.
Ted Lasso, a lot of people.
Apple TV now, too. I need to watch Ted Lasso.
Ted Lasso, a lot of people will make it better than it is, but it was genuinely, when it came out, like, and people started to latch onto it, height of the pandemic, it was genuinely a good show to like watch and feel good, because it's just a feel good show. Like, it really is one of those ones where you're blown away by how unreasonably kind the main character is. And Jason Sudeikis is really funny. And it's just a good palate cleanser of a show. It's nothing more, nothing less, but people want to make it like better than it is, but it is really, really good.
I'm going to watch it.
Let's see. Lead
like
actor.
My TV trashy, so I don't think I'll watch that now.
Lead actor Anthony Anderson, Kenan Thompson for Kenan, a show that I think literally just came out.
Wow.
William H. Macy for Shameless again.
That show's still on?
Yeah.
Wait, Shameless is still airing?
Yep.
I literally didn't know that.
They're like in their 12th or 13th season.
Yeah,
I literally didn't know that.
Jason Sudeikis, he'll probably win, and then Michael Douglas for the show that doesn't exist, The Kaminsky Method.
I am 100% certain if you go to Netflix and click on The Kaminsky Method, it just nothing happens.
It'll do like a redirect. It'll just take you back to the front page.
Lead actress Tracy Ellis Ross, Blackish. Jean Smart for Hacks. Allison Janney for Mom. I didn't even know she was still on that show.
Did you say Anthony Anderson and Tracy Ellis Ross are nominated?
Both got nominated.
They continue to get nominated for Blackish.
This late into that show? That's so strange.
It's like the Modern Family. It's like the Modern Family effect, where it's like it gets in the Emmy voters and the Golden Globe voters don't have any creativity really.
It's a good show. I didn't know people were still watching because they made so many spinoffs. I didn't even know that the original was still airing. I didn't know Blackish was still on TV. I thought they had moved on to all the offsprings, the grownish and the mixedish or whatever they were called.
Yeah.
Wow, that's fascinating.
That show was awful. I thought all of the Blackish episodes were terrible. So
I really, really liked it when it first
I liked it too.
started.
I liked it. I thought it was good.
I feel like that show started when I was in like high school. Like it's been on for forever. Or I might have been like fresh out of high school.
But I also
really,
like Modern
liked
Family.
It. And then I grew up and I was like, this is kind of.
Then I grew up.
Blackish started in 2014.
Jesus.
Yeah, so I was fresh out of high school.
I like Modern Family too, but it wasn't like this is the next Seinfeld or anything, but it was like, it's a watchable show. But then at some point you just become like tired of eating popcorn and you want to eat steak. So you just move on to something else.
God damn. You know that they got to be paying Tracy Ellis Ross and Anthony Anderson buku bucks. They are paying them so much money.
Anthony Anderson has to be fucking just
loaded.
Paid. I swear he'll endorse anything. He's got the balls right now. Like, get paid, black man. Get paid.
I love it.
A.D. Bryant was, I think this was a Hulu show, Shrill, and then Kaylee Cuoco for the Flight Attendant round out that. Supporting actor, we don't have to do all of these. Supporting actor for a comedy. Good Lord. Kenan Thompson, rack up the nomination, Saturday Night Live.
I didn't know that show was out yet, and he's already being nominated for it.
No, this was he got one for Saturday Night Live.
Oh, okay.
Bowen Yang for Saturday Night Live, Carl Clemens Hopkins for Hacks, Brendan Hunt for Ted Lasso, Nick Mohammed for Ted Lasso, Jeremy Swift for Ted Lasso, Brett Goldstein for Ted Lasso, and
Get
Paul
the
Reiser
fuck
for
outta here.
Wait,
Next
how
Method.
did Ted Lasso
Golly.
get 4 of the how? Is it that good? I have to watch this now.
It's
Yeah, I'm
genuinely
gonna start it tonight.
it's genuinely good.
I ain't starting nothing tonight, but
Yeah,
going to
start the
sleep.
back of your eyelids.
No, look, once I stay up past a certain threshold, then I just go crazy and just I'm up all night. So we almost there.
That's cap.
Supporting actor.
180 milligrams of caffeine from Mountain Dew Rise Energy.
Oh
There
my
you
God.
go, Dex. Talk to him.
Yes, please stop drinking that shit.
Y'all fucking grow up. Drink Rain.
Can you not drink that shit, bro? That shit is killing your insides.
Have you tried it?
It's so good, bro.
Why would I try it? I know all the nasty shit that's in there, bro. I don't want it
I'm
to be
gonna
good.
Venmo you like $2 right now for tomorrow.
I'm not taking.
gonna feel
I'm not
different
taking.
tomorrow.
I'm not taking that many
You're
food
gonna
takes from
feel
Mr. Blah
different
Blah.
tomorrow.
Mountain Dew Rise, please sponsor the pod. I know you're listening. You tweets. I'm one of like 7 people who tweets you. Just respond.
Hashtag ad.
Hashtag sponsor.
Sponsored. Best supporting actress in a comedy series: Hannah Eibender for Hacks, Adie Bryant for Saturday Night Live, Kate McKinnon for Saturday Night Live, Cecily Strong for Saturday Night Live, Juno Temple for Ted Lasso, Hannah Waddingham for Ted Lasso, and Rosie Perez for The Flight Attendant.
What the fuck is happening on Ted Lasso? What is happening right now? Is
The
it like
Emmys,
Game
the
of
Emmy
Thrones?
people
What's
watch
happening?
That's
5
that Apple
shows.
money.
They watched 2 shows. This is crazy.
Ted Lasso, Hacks, and they know Saturday Night Live is still on, so they're like, I can vote for that one.
The Emmys are like the
That is
Grammys.
purely Apple money.
They're so
what's
weird.
happening?
The Emmys or the Grammys are so weird to me because they take like a whole year for them to like start coming, because Ted Lasso was released I don't know, it's 2021. It was released like January of 2020. Like it was released a long time ago. So like it's like the Grammys where it's like, oh, Shape of You is nominated. That came out in 2019. So outstanding drama series: Bridgerton, Lovecraft. This is why it's weird. Lovecraft Country, Posse, which I've never even heard of on FX. The Boys, which I didn't know was a drama series.
Well, it's comedy, but also kind of drama.
The Crown, Handmaid's Tale, The Mandalorian, and This Is Us.
Oh,
This is us still in the league.
Oh.
Yeah, it's gonna be This Is Us again. This is kind of an interesting category actually, because it's some good diversity here, especially because you get like The Boys and stuff. You know, The Boys and The Mandalorian.
Mando and The Handmaid's Tale. That's weird. That's a weird category.
Lead actor. Let's see here. Reggie Jean Page for Bridgerton. Jonathan Majors for Lovecraft Country, Matthew Reese for Perry Mason, which is a show that no one watched, Billy Porter for Posse, Josh O'Connor for The Crown, and Sterling Crane Brown for This Is Us.
Interesting.
You don't want to give any Bridgerton love?
Nah, no, you can't give him an award for that. His role was so weird. Like, I appreciate like the commitment that it takes for your character to just violently pull out of sex every episode, but like you can't get an award for that. I'm sorry.
Pull out game strong, or
like 36 seconds of that when I came downstairs and my wife was watching. I was like, oh, this is awful.
Women love that show, but yeah, like his character, like his main plot point is that he just refuses to have a child, but it's like the olden days, so they don't have condoms, and he has to like violently pull out every time he has sex. Like, it's the most aggressive pull out.
When you describe it like that, that kind of seems somewhat entertaining. That's not what I saw those few seconds.
That's not the part of the show that I saw.
Why didn't you lead with that? No. Outstanding lead actress in a drama series, Uzo Aduba for In Treatment, Journey Smollett for Lovecraft Country, MJ Rodriguez for Posse, Olivia Colman for The Crown, Emma Corrin for The Crown, and Elizabeth Moss for Handmaid's Tale.
I'm almost certain this show is called Pose and not Posse.
That's
what he's talking about? I was like, what is this Posse show? No, it's Pose.
I'm an idiot.
I have heard of that show.
Disregard everything that I have said because I have never once watched this show.
Good job, Dex. Good job.
I was like, I'm looking at the list. I'm like, what are we talking about?
Holy shit. Holy shit. What a fucking awful take by me. That was terrible.
Pose.
Somebody is going to thank you.
I was like, what's the concept of this Posse show? Because they got a couple nominations, but I've literally never heard of it. No, I get it.
Holy shit, that's terrible. Pose, sorry, guys. Never once watched it, but maybe that's on me. Outstanding supporting actor in a drama series. Michael K. Williams for Lovecraft Country, Jonathan Lithgow for Perry Mason, Tobias Menzies for The Crown, Bradley Whitford for The Handmaid's Tale, O.T. I messed this up. Feta Binlay for The Handmaid's Tale, Max Minghella for The Handmaid's Tale, Giancarlo Esposito for The Mandalorian. He's on screen for like 15 seconds. And Chris Sullivan for This Is Us.
All right, one category I got to get everybody's take on who they think should win. Outstanding lead actress in a limited series or TV movie. Michaela Cole for I May Destroy You. Cynthia Erivo for Genius Aretha. I didn't watch that. I didn't hear anything about it. Elizabeth Olsen for WandaVision. Anya Taylor-Joy for Queen's Gambit. Kate Winslet for Mayor of Easttown.
Anya Taylor-Joy.
I'm Anya Hive.
Everybody's Anya Hive. Okay.
She made me play chess, bro. She made me play chess for like 1 week. I played chess, bro.
That show had no business being as good as
I got my set upstairs.
I got my set upstairs too, bro. That shit was so. There's no way it should have been that good. There's no way something about chess.
No, not chess.
Yeah, there's no way.
That might have been the last like Netflix thing that everyone was like, "Yeah, this is good. We needed this."
There was also a full 4 or 5 week discussion on, is she good looking? No, but she is good looking. But the whole thing was like, is she attractive?
I think I just want to. I think I just
like no disrespect to this woman, but that character was so good that you were just like, wait.
Yeah, it's like Anya Taylor-Joy. She kind of looks like an alien,
red hair,
but like a hot alien. Like,
oh, now you're talking, Dex. All right, Jesus, ready now.
Please don't talk about aliens. This is better. Please don't do this.
Like, obviously, Anya Taylor.
I really love Mayor of Easttown, though, too. I thought that was amazing.
That show was so fire.
Yeah, I thought the Mayor of Easttown was a really good mystery, and then the kind of just the ending wasn't that great, but it doesn't really matter. And obviously, Anya Taylor-Joy, respectfully, because you wouldn't even spit in any of our general directions. So that's there's that. But that was a full-on discussion for weeks on Twitter.
Speak for yourself, my brother. I'm saying if I get the right chance, bro, you know what I'm saying? Never
mind. Lin-Manuel got an Emmy nomination for Hamilton.
Yep.
So did Leslie Odom Jr.
I mean, it came out a year ago.
And Paul Bettany for WandaVision as well. Give it to Paul. He's talking to himself the entire show.
Wanda and Vision got nominated. The MCU really won, bro. Like they just getting these kind of nominations by making their first foray into TV is like a big deal. Obviously, it's not the first foray into TV, but nobody really cared about any of those Netflix shows, and nobody was trying to nominate the nigga that played Daredevil or nothing like that. So, like, this is a different level. Like, and I'll take it.
Wait, who is Anthony Ramos in Hamilton?
I don't know. What's his fucking name? The one that dies. What's his name?
Oh,
Aaron Burr.
No, he's in the first half of it, he's the second half of it, he's Lin-Manuel's kid that dies, baby Hamilton, and then the first half he's
baby Hamilton.
Fuck, what's his name? I haven't watched Hamilton in a long time. I don't remember.
I really
somebody is screaming. Someone is screaming at us right now. Anyway, yeah. So the real funny one was supporting actor or guest actor or something, or was it a supporting actor nod?
I think it's guest actor.
Yeah, it was either guest or supporting actor. Was Don Cheadle got nominated for 40 seconds of screen time in
Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
He didn't even do anything.
He literally did.
Yeah, I was trying to remember, like, what did he do? And I think they were just like in the museum, and then he walked off.
Yeah, he never came back. Like,
he's like, "Oh, you gave back the shield? Cool."
They must have been very affected by that scene. They must have been in tears, like, "Oh my God, Don Cheadle!" Like, he was only on screen for like a minute. Like, we didn't do shit.
They just want people to
co-signer for that loan too.
That's that Disney
the
money.
Government had a good military job.
That's facts, bro. He should have helped my man out.
He should have put his suit up as capital. All right.
Don Cheadle's tweet reacting to that shit is an all-time.
Don Cheadle's a legend. No disrespect to Don Cheadle. We love Don Cheadle on this podcast. But
he goes, thanks, well-wishers. Sorry, haters. Agreed, shruggers. I don't really get it either. But on we go. Fuck
Swag
you.
him out.
I got every nomination. I might win. It is what it is.
I hope they give it to him. I hope they give it to him.
They gave me the trophy. I'm putting it on the shelf like every other one.
Facts. Sorry, guys.
All right. Stefan, Mr. Blah Blah, thank you for coming on. We got to get your one take. Give us your one movie, film, actor, director, any sort of take about the movie or TV industry that you got to get off your chest right now.
Oh, I'm so nervous for this.
Ooh, wee. Hold on, I gotta think about that. I'm not like a really, really big movie person. Like, I see y'all talk about it. I'm like, oh, that's that actor. That's that person. Or we're watching a movie with my wife. I'm like, I don't know who that guy is. He's the guy in the other movie.
What's a movie that either you hate that everybody else loves or you love that everybody else hates?
I really hate Remember the Titans. And I went on a rant about that before.
What? Wait, why don't you like Remember the Titans?
Because it's not accurate.
Oh.
No, well,
it's a movie.
Oh no, I hate The Blind Side with a damn passion. That's movie I hate.
That movie stinks.
He was a damn 5-star from like the time he was in the ninth damn grade.
Yes.
Like, I remember him. Like, bro didn't like have to learn how to pass block. He was literally the most gifted ass tackle at the age of like 13. And to have the little woman come out to practice was bullshit to teach him how to pass block. Like, he knew how to pass block.
He knew how to pass block.
Rivals. He was there for years.
that is so much. That's even more egregious than like Remember the Titans solves racism. Like that's even more egregious. Is that they taught him how to pass.
Sandra Bullock taught him how to become an NFL pass blocker. That's what happened. Like, how did she teach him that?
Sandra Bullock ended
and then
racism.
You become like a great blocker from that 5 seconds. After that, he just doesn't get anybody to get.
He's got it forever. She ended racism. She ended childhood homelessness. She ended quarterback sacks. Like, Sandra Bullock is the GOAT.
She ended quarterback sacks.
Never happened again.
Daniel Tosh had a bit about that movie and just said that in the moral of that story is that kidnapping is profitable.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
that film stinks.
That's egregious. That is a very good take. Although I stand Sandra Bullock. I love Sandra Bullock, but Tej has the Sandra Bullock take.
Yeah, I was gonna say, doesn't Tej hate Sandra Bullock?
Yeah, I don't hate her. I just don't find her very compelling. I just don't find her very. There's nothing that she does that makes me feel like, oh, this is amazing. I don't hate her. She's perfectly fine.
You've watched Speed though.
But my hot take was that Bird Box, is that the name of that movie, that Netflix movie everybody watched? Bird Box has a superior actress, and they killed the superior actress in the first scene of the film. And then we have to be here with this woman? Like, you just killed off the person who should have been the lead of this film. It didn't make sense.
I got 5 seconds in that movie, and I was like, yeah, I'm good.
Wait, are you talking about Sarah Paulson?
Yes, Sarah Paulson, in the scene where they're in the car together, Sarah Paulson is acting her off the screen, and then they kill Sarah Paulson. She's killing her, bro.
Yeah, you're not going on a road trip. You're not following Sarah Paulson through this wasteland. You're not going to do it.
I am, because Sarah Paulson is a superior actress.
Sarah Paulson is the creepiest woman on the planet. That is my take. Just like actually Sarah Paulson, not just
like her in general.
Yeah, she is the creepiest person I've ever fucking seen. Everything that she ever does terrifies me. It doesn't matter what she's doing. I am just afraid of Sarah Paulson. It's partially because of the woman she's married to or
She's
whatever.
bussing down an 80-year-old.
Yeah, like why are you with an 80-year-old woman? Also, like her facial features just aren't in the right places. Like something about them is just they're just not set properly, and it's just very, very strange. Look it up. Look at a picture of Sarah Paulson, study her facial features, and you'll be like, yeah, you're right. Something's not where it's supposed to be.
All right, that has been a one take
That's literally
podcast.
what I'm doing right now. I'm like, who is this person?
You know her.
Oh, I see it. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but yeah, I absolutely see it. What is wrong with her face?
Hey, look at her. Look at her wife.
Like,
I've never seen her wife. Oh, look at this.
In 2K, and you have the lights really. Oh my God, she is scary. Respectfully, I don't want to be mean to anybody like that. But
wait, who is this woman that she's married to? She's married to this old lady.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my God.
where?
Yeah.
Oh, in the picture with the pink and black.
Yeah, that's her wife.
Oh no.
Yes. Okay. I'm glad
Y'all didn't know that. Y'all didn't know this.
I'm glad we could get some Sarah Paulson slander in this Loki episode.
Wait, I love Sarah Paulson. I don't like that. Sarah Paulson is an amazing actress. I don't know who the fuck she'd be marrying. I didn't know about this before. This is extremely creepy. I can give you that. It's extremely creepy.
Defund Sarah Paulson, please.
Really old.
No,
Like,
no,
really
we're not
old.
defunding Sarah Paulson.
Holland Taylor.
Hashtag support Sarah Paulson. That's the new hashtag for this podcast. Support Sarah Paulson.
He's got this old sugar mama to like get her in. Like she's on her deathbed. Like that whole wheel is like waiting there in like 30 days or so.
Oh my God, that's so strange. I did not know this.
How do you even fall in love with a person that old? Like, how?
Yeah. Well, in what circumstance were y'all together and y'all like had sparks and fell for each other? That doesn't make sense.
I don't understand. I don't.
Holland Taylor is 78. Sarah Paulson is
like 45?
46.
That's so
you
weird.
Have nothing, like you can't talk about a single thing. Like you're helping her set up her iPhone and helping her like, troubleshoot with technical issues.
Can you set up my iPad?
Do you remember where you were when Kennedy got killed?
This is so crazy. Y'all just ruined my night. My night.
This woman was an adult when we landed on the moon.
That is wow.
This is so crazy.
Yeah, no, it's I
this
hate it.
Way worse.
We won't show you here, but go up and look up Sarah Paulson. So yeah, that has been a one take podcast. Hey, Stefan, thank you so much for coming on, man. We really appreciate it.
Thank y'all for having me. If I don't tweet past 8 o'clock for the next couple of nights, no, I'm recouping these 2 hours.
No, we really appreciate it, man, and hope to have you back on. Dex, where can they find the dopest Houston merch?
Apollo Media. We got the best website in the city, apollohou.com. Go on there. You'll find the dopest Houston merch. Ship it all over the world. You'll find One Take Podcast merch too. Yeah, and if you want 10% off because our shirts are a little pricey for you, then use promo code One Take Pod. ONETAKEPOD. You can also find us, writing about stuff on there. I'll be going to an event this weekend in Houston. Giancarlo Esposito, previously mentioned on this pod, will be there. Mario Lopez and shit will be there. And I'm just going to write about it on the website. So, check us out. Apollo HOU.
All right. And you can find us on Spotify. You can find us on Apple iTunes. You can find us anywhere, actually. Go follow us on Instagram. Go follow us on Twitter, One Take Pod. That's number One Take Pod. Also, go follow us on TikTok because we're on there as well. The Sarah Paulson slander may also be on there after a little bit.
I'm tweeting Sarah Paulson slander right now from the account, just so you know.
Awesome. All right. So thank you so much, Stefan, for coming on. Go follow at Mr. Blah Blah on Twitter, at Mr_Blah_Blah. Thank you so much. One more underscore. I forget.
No, I think it's
like
only
one
two.
more, but I don't know.
But yeah, thank you so much for coming on. And Dex, what are we doing?
Hashtag support Florence Pugh. Y'all know what's going on.
All right, we're out.